All right, everyone. Thanks for joining and listening to our Cisco Security webinar today. So we got Tom Mann. Tom, if you want to do a quick intro, then I'll introduce myself as well.
Yeah, thanks, Collin. This is Tom. I work in our Business Transformation Center as a systems engineer, and I'm here to help enable our partners doing demos and trainings, proof of concepts, help you show demos to end users too, whatever it takes. That's about it. Go ahead, Collin.
Perfect. Thanks, Tom. And I'm Collin Rauen. I work over here with Tom. Kind of have the complete opposite job of Tom. While I do focus on Cisco security, I'm more focused on the profitability side of the house. So that means certifications, promotions, trainings, road mapping. I'm definitely not as technically well versed as Tom, but that's why he's on the call. Kind of complement each other like that. So today what we're going to be focusing on, like I said, is not only just Cisco security. We're going to cover a vast array of topics. We're going to cover road mapping. So if you're a new partner or a veteran partner, maybe just helping you guys guide you along to see where you should start in the security journey. We're going to kind of talk about the landscape of today's security setting, and we're going to go over some Ingram Micro value adds, as well as do a demo of Duo, one of the new Cisco acquisitions that's happened over the last few months. So with that being said, we're going to get right into the presentation today. So obviously, we've had a little bit of a shift in the IT landscape. Even prior to COVID happening, we've seen a lot of different BYOD, bring your own device, units being implemented throughout workforces, whether that mean personal and mobile devices, IoT, different applications within the cloud, and remote users, which is probably the most appealing and the most common occurrence that we've been seeing lately is that we've had more remote users over the past 3 months than we've obviously ever seen before. There was no way we can anticipate that what was going to happen with COVID, but here we are, and we're just trying to adapt and evolve. With that being said, I'm going to talk about some cybersecurity trends that we've seen lately. So obviously, like I just alluded to, we have a ton of users working remotely. So previously, what hackers were attacking, they were attacking companies such as large enterprises, hospitals, doctors' offices, try to really go after that segment. But due to the outbreak, they've really kind of declared that a no-fly zone. They're not really targeting those anymore, just due to all the complications that could occur within that. They're actually focusing probably on you and your clients, which they're going to consider the low-hanging fruit, meaning those customers that were forced into working remotely and were not properly prepared by their organization from a security standpoint of things. So we're seeing a lot of uptick in emails like phishing campaigns, maybe embedded PDFs that are going out. Obviously, if people click these links, they're going to be infected. One of the more common ones that we've seen lately is hackers literally addressing an email that looks like something that would come from your CEO. Maybe they even use the same type language and pictures that they do. So you think it's a trusted website, but once you click on it, you're going to click on it and find out in a couple of days that it was not actually from your CEO, and now your computer, and for that matter, your whole company is infected. So we really want to make sure that not only you, but your customers are well protected to make sure that we can combat this in the future. And then just kind of a quick market update, as I discussed, we're going to touch on. So what we've seen lately is between February and maybe early May, late May, we saw a lot of uptick in firewall. So I know me and Tom have been doing a ton of different demos with regards to next-gen firewall because Cisco has so many different units out, whether that be Meraki MXs or their next-gen firewall line, which is very extensive. So what we're going to start seeing now is a little bit of a shift to more of a complete security solution. So we're starting to think that we're going to see more of an uptick in products such as Duo, Umbrella, AMP, AnyConnect, just to kind of complement that next-gen firewall purchase. So we're going to probably see a shift to that, probably starting now, to be honest with you. But we want to make sure that you guys are well-versed and you know where to start. So with that being said, Ingram Micro rolled out their Security Voyage program. So what this is we have a Cisco virtual learning website, and I'll make sure that you guys all have the link to the website following the conclusion of the presentation today. But basically the purpose of it is not just for brand new security partners, but it's going to be for any security partner in general. even if you're an advanced security type partner. So what we're able to do at Ingram is create custom roadmaps for you based on what your goals and vision are going to be. If you're a brand new partner to Ingram Micro, I usually recommend starting with something like a virtual demo to try to get you more comfortable with the products. Obviously, we want to make sure that you're well-versed in trainings and certifications as well. So road mapping from a security product standpoint is very instrumental and helpful for you guys. The one thing I will say, and this happens a lot, so I just want to call this out, is that as long as you are a registered Cisco partner, you are able to transact anything within the security portfolio for Cisco, with the exception of enterprise agreements. But that's a little bit more for the advanced type partner, which we have a roadmap for them as well. There are benefits of becoming an express partner, though. A little bit later in the presentation, I'm going to go over why, but I usually like to tell partners that anybody who's selling Cisco security definitely should start looking to become an express partner, because it's very easy to achieve express, and the benefits they're limitless. They're great for potential and back-end rebates. Through our Voyage program, though, we've also created a lot of different podcasts on products. So me and Tom actually just got done creating a couple different podcasts over the past few months. So Duo is one of them. SecureX is another one. And then we also, at the beginning of every single quarter, we get together as a team to collaborate and talk about what are the most, relevant, top-of-mind products that we need to have webinars on. So we conduct one-to-many webinars as well, in addition to the custom demos and trainings that we can do. The grow stage, that's probably for partners that are a little bit more well-versed in security. We go over some of the different profitability programs. We can do webinars, like I said. Another big advantage that we've had lately is competitive takeout. So if you're trying to find a way to segue into Cisco, or you have a customer that's already selling a competitor but they don't know the value adds of Cisco, we have an email alias that we can reach out to over here at Ingram, and they can actually create custom battle cards for you. So that's been really huge and helpful for a lot of our customers. And then just basically going over how security can intertwine with all the different architectures. So obviously there's more than just Cisco security. They have data center, EN, collaboration. So we want to make sure that you're comfortable selling not only Cisco security, but all the architectures as well. And then more in the advanced stage, that's when we're going to talk about things like enterprise agreements, advanced security, road mapping, MSLA, MSP, ICE, demos, a little bit more high-end type products. StealthWatch comes to mind. That might be something that we go over with you guys as well. But the thing that I have been getting a little bit of questions on from the website is, do I have to start at a specific category? Like, do I have to start right at why Cisco Security VOD? The answer is no. I'll take a look at what your guys, like I said, what your strengths, what your goals are, and then we just kind of make a roadmap for you. So this is here as just simply like a placeholder, but we'd be more than happy to customize any roadmap for you whatsoever. The reason I invited Tom on the call today, though, is because, like I stated at the beginning, the most common thing I suggest partners to do when they're starting to get onboarded with Cisco Security is getting familiar with our Cisco engineering resources, our Business Transformation Center. Tom's a real focal point with regards to that. And with that being said, Tom, I'm going to pass it over to you for the next couple slides.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Obviously we have, you see listed there our Experience Center, part of our Business Transformation Center. And then we got our engineers. So I'm one of those 3 engineers. We actually have one that covers enterprise and wireless, another one doing collaboration, and I do security, and then a little data center actually. We have technology consultants that are field-based that also focus on particular Cisco architectures, but also areas. So they focus a little more on the business side, whereas the engineers are really more on the technical demo side. And they work with our pre-sale support group too. We have our solutions design and services group, formerly tech support, which could also assist. So go to the next one then. So in the BTC, which sometimes we'll call Experience Center also, Experience Center is dedicated to just Cisco, where the BTC, or Business Transformation Center, is multi-vendor. It's not Cisco specific, actually. So we also have engineers that aren't Cisco out for other solutions, and we could work with them to do multi-vendor solutions. If someone wants a proof of concept or a demonstration that's using more than one product from different companies, we could do that too. But from a Cisco standpoint, we do lots of trainings, demonstrations from there, like demos on Cisco Umbrella quite frequently. Those are some Cisco firewalls at the bottom. We do all those types of things. We do have people come into our facility. We have a classroom in various rooms, just not now. Sometime in the future, I don't know when that will be, months and months from now. Someday we'll be able to do that again. For now, we're doing everything remotely, probably through at least the summer or beyond. But we have a lot of different remote capabilities to handle that. Go to the next slide.
Yeah, and Tom, just real quick, I would say that we probably see a lot more traction within our BTC in the warmer months as opposed to the colder months. So hopefully when this is over, we can start seeing a little bit uptick in, people coming through Ingram Micro as opposed to just virtually.
Yeah, so the Ingram Micro location where our business transformation center is sunny Buffalo, New York, where we do get some snow in the winter. That is true. High as 79 degrees today, so quite nice. These are some enablement events that we've done over the last year. We, and beta program involvement. I do a lot with the beta programs. Right now, I'm still doing Cisco Defense Orchestrator beta work with Cisco. I've recently started a cloud mailbox defense beta with them. I have an ongoing proof of concept with Cisco with StealthWatch Cloud and Meraki. And then we've done other betas in the past. This gives us a lot of early viewing, early see of the products, but also gives Cisco a lot of great feedback from our expertise. So it's really a win-win for them and win for us that we do that. This is specifically on security. My enterprise guy, he's betaed actually some Catalyst switches before they came out. You see there we have a big list of some of the solutions we cover. Actually, we can add SecureX now, which SecureX just came out today, just released. I've already started to dabble with it, but not an expert on it yet. That's a great product, actually, that ties all the other products together. Definitely something we can help you with in the future. Duo, definitely, I've already been doing demos on those, and we're still ramping up on ICE. ICE is a higher-end Cisco security identity product. Go ahead, fast forward. All right, why don't you take that, Colin?
Yeah, for sure. So like Tom alluded to, those are a couple of the great value adds that we have, especially from like a security bootcamp standpoint. So that could be an array of different topics. Last quarter, Duo was such an action item, top of mind need from a partner community base is that we decided to, rather than have a bunch of different products that we were going to have for a boot camp, we decided to do a Duo boot camp. So some quarters there could be multi products that we're doing within our boot camps, but for that specific one, Duo was so top of mind that we decided to do a Duo boot camp, and that was pretty well received by the partner community. We have Meraki Voice. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I was just going to say these boot camps, they could be a day, half a day, 2 days, couple hours. It depends on the topic and what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and don't think like when we sent you guys emails about boot camps that you need to stay on for the entire time. Like we'll break it down as what you guys could be expecting from a scheduling standpoint. We understand it's tough to get on calls all day, so we're more than happy to schedule anything custom that you guys missed out on. But another big thing that we do is Meraki Voyage webinars. So these are just half-day training programs to get people up to speed with what's the latest and greatest within Cisco Meraki. And then we have a virtual training series. So this is what I touched on before, but this is when me, Tom, the subject matter experts at Ingram, we really get together and try to find out what would be the most relevant one-to-many type trainings for our partner community. We do take feedback as well. So if there's anything that you guys would like to see in a one-to-many type training, it doesn't have to be just security, right? You can combine security with enterprise networking. We can do, a straight data center virtual learning series. Any type of feedback that you guys have for us, we're more than happy to try to implement that within our schedule. So we have the virtual learnings already mapped out until the end of July, which is Cisco's year end. But come August, we're going to have a whole new slate. So we'll make sure that we get all of that out to you. But like I said, if you guys have any suggestions for anything that you'd like to see that Ingram do, just let us know. We'd more than happy to try to implement that for you. So Tom, you want to take over your team?
Yeah, sure. I know those guys. I'm the guy on top. So again, I cover security and data center, and then Dan Stewart there in the middle, enterprise networking in Meraki. He's not around. I could also cover Meraki too. I'm a Meraki Masters program also. And then Matt White does collaboration for us. He's actually our newest member, but over a year now in our Business Transformation Center. So we're all available to help. This is the Cisco team specifically. We have other engineers that cover other vendors and 2 non-vendor specific engineers, so we could really get them to help with other categories of product or smaller vendors and how they work with these vendors at Cisco. Go ahead.
Yep.
Our security team, obviously I'm an engineer. We have Kevin Switzer, field-based technology consultant, plus he covers a region of the country. And then go ahead, I want you to finish up.
Yeah, I mean, and real quick too, so from Kevin's role, like Tom said, he's field-based. Once we get back to a little bit more normalcy within the world, he's really good at doing roadshows or anything for customers. So if you guys would possibly need somebody to go on site for a training or a demo, that's where Kevin comes in, as opposed to Tom, who could do those virtual type demos. Corey Hahn, I work with her all the time. She's the technical expert, so I like to say I can rarely stump her. So if you have any type of security technical questions, she can definitely assist. And then we have Diana, who is this security lead within tech support. So obviously you see a lot of contacts just for Cisco security on here, and that's not even all of them. I wouldn't get overwhelmed. What I would say for a standpoint of who do I reach out to for any of my needs, just leverage myself, Collin Rauen. If I don't know the answer, I'll make sure we get one of these parties involved, and if it's not one of the parties that are on the screen, we'll find out who to go to. The Cisco team's probably the biggest. I mean, it is the biggest one at Ingram. So we'll know the answer one way or another, just depending on who we go to. But just start with me, and then I could funnel all of your questions and concerns over to anybody if I don't know the answer. All right. Tom, did you want to cover this slide real quick, and then we get into some of the promotions?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a variety of services offered by Ingram Micro in our digital transformation services group. A lot of these are all the security related. You could actually get to these by going to Ingram Micro Playbooks, and this will be all mapped out. This is comes from our global digital transformation services catalog. But you'll see there's some of these are going to be handled by our IM Link partners, and some of these are services Ingram's actually doing, depending on which ones you're looking at. So like we have pen testing, for example, is one of the ones we do. But in the middle, if you have anyone that needs a security operations center as a service, that's one of our partners that's actually doing that. So these services add a lot of value. Ingram vets all these out if it's partner-based. And they have depending on what the situation is, if they're actually doing the service for you, they have a complete non-compete clause. Depending on if it's field work or a SOC, or depending on what it is. All right, go to the next one.
All right, that's where I'm going to come in too. And then one thing I just want to add on to what Tom was touching on is through the professional services team, what I always like to tell my customers is, ask your end customers if they're secure. They're probably going to say they're secure, and we could probably prove it to them that they're not. So we have a lot of different phishings. We can try to phish your customers or even, your company to see where you guys are vulnerable. We can do proof of values to see where the vulnerabilities within the infrastructure is. And based on the results that we get, we can kind of make some recommendations with regards to what products you should be selling and leveraging, what kind of configurations would work to alleviate some of the issues that we've seen. So we just want to put that out there that is something that you guys could definitely leverage from an Ingram perspective. One of my big value adds on the team is simply bill of material identification. So Cisco's done a lot better job of this over the past few years by streamlining some of their promotions. There used to be like 100 promotions out there, and it was like impossible to keep track of everything. They've done a lot better job of streamlining the promotions, but it's still tough sometimes for partners to identify what specifically they should be applying for and what incentives they could use. That's where I come in. So simply, I just tell customers, hey, don't worry about identifying what goes where, what goes to what. Just send me over your bill of materials, and then I'll send back an email, and I'll tell you what promotions that you should be able to apply for. One of the big security promotions that we have going on right now is with regards to firewalls. So you can get up to 72% off on firewalls by simply just doing deal regs right now. There's some free CDO licenses out there. And there's even a firewall migration help desk. Basically what this is if your customer has existing infrastructure like an ASA through Cisco or even a different security vendor they're leveraging for their firewalls, Cisco can take a look at their infrastructure. Ingram and Cisco can take a look at their infrastructure and then make some recommendations as to what firewall would best suit that specific customer. Then we could simply build out a bill of materials for you that way too. So that's just one of the many ways that I can help you, as well as Cisco and Ingram can help you from a profitability standpoint on your deals. So with that being said, I'm going to go to some of the other promotions that are out there. So if you do an OIP, which means you have to be a security partner, you have to be Express, whether that be SMB path, security path, data center, as long as you're an Express type partner, you are eligible for these specific promotions, but you do need to be Express and they do need to be registered as an OIP. So what that means is it's got to be a unique opportunity between you and your end customer. It can't already be registered by somebody else, and it has to hit the minimum deal threshold. So for Duo and Umbrella, that's going to be a 5K list and above. Any of the rest of the security suite is going to be 10K list and above. So those are the discounts that you'd be able to get up to. Duo looks a little bit low at 35%. The reason is they're only discounted at about 18 to 20% off of list as well to begin with. So if you do a deal registration, you get an additional 15 points on it. So obviously a huge benefit for partners that are trying to present some competitive pricing to their end customers. New account breakaway, I always tell customers to ask their end customers, is there any gear that you're looking to trade in that we can try to refresh? If there is, these are some of the discounts that you could be expecting. If you're not sure how to leverage the trade-in program by doing a deal registration, simply ping myself, either myself or somebody from our team over here will get on a call with you and walk you through the WebEx and walk you through the deal registration. That process only takes about 10 minutes. So if you're not comfortable within CCW yet, which is Cisco's ordering tool, just let us know. We're more than happy to actually walk you through that. And then obviously competitive accounts, same type deal. I did misspeak though. I meant that was competitive. New account breakaways actually for end users that haven't sold in those specific spaces yet. So let's say they've never sold AMP for endpoints. That way you'd be able to get up to 72% off. But yeah, pretty simple, streamlined process that Cisco has going on right now. But like I said, feel free to reach out to me for any of your deals, and I'm more than happy to make some guided recommendations for you. Okay, so the big promotion that Cisco has going on right now is Cisco Scale. So if you guys haven't heard about it, it's an awesome offering, and you don't even need to do deal registrations for it. All you simply need to do is a quick quote in CCW. Quick quote, just like its meaning, super quick, takes about 2 minutes to do. So the way this one's going to work is if you have a Meraki MX that you're ordering, and you add any of those below 3 products to it, you can get those allocated discounts that you see on the screen. So if you have a Meraki MX, you can get Umbrella up to 60% off, Duo up to 30%, and for endpoints up to 60% off. Similar to the discounting that you see on an OIP, but you don't actually have to hit a minimum threshold, and you don't have to be an Express type partner. So if you're just registered, you can get these discounts right away as long as you're adding any of those 3 solutions to a Meraki MX. Quick quoting, like I said, super simple. Once again, if you guys need help transacting that, let me know. But they also have an offer for the 1000 series firewall line. So same type concept, as long as you add one of the 4. Ideally, you add 4 of the 4, but it's not contingent on that as long as you add one of the 4 solutions to the Firewall 1000 series. That is the discount you're eligible for. If you can't remember this, I'm more than happy to let you guys know. But also, if you were to call into our tech support line, we are making sure that we recommend these additions and add-ons to any quote or anybody inquiring about the 1000 series or the Meraki MX line. So we're actively making sure that we get you guys the best possible discount out there. And in the email I'm going to send out, there is also a guide through Sales Connect that details the security scale promotion a little bit more in depth. Has like an FAQ and tip sheet, so I'll make sure that you guys have access to that as well. And then road mapping. So I did touch on it previously that you want to become an Express type partner. This is an example of how easy it is to become an Express type partner. So we're going to focus on the security track because this is a security webinar, obviously. You need 2 individuals to take the security track for Express. 1 account manager, 1 systems engineer. I'd like to say if me and Tom were running a company, I would be the account manager. I've actually taken some of the courses required for this role. Super easy as long as you guys have availability and are engaged in the e-learnings, which are all hyperlinked that I'll send out to you. You should be able to pass the exams, no problem. Pretty high percentage rate with the passing rate for the new security track. Systems engineer, on the other hand, definitely more of a technical type role. Tom, I believe you said you took one. It's probably not the most updated one, but you've taken one before, correct?
I have. I've actually done both these exams, although they both were the previous version. At the time, it was, you take like an 8 hours video and then maybe 5 to 8 hours of studying for the engineer, where the account manager was shorter, it was a 2 or 3 hour video, and then I just took the exam, and passed that. But so it wasn't super hard, but it was something that I did need to take a day to watch the video and then a few hours of studying at least before the exam. But it wasn't something I studied for a long time on.
Yeah, so yeah, not that difficult to get to be an Express type partner. That's just one of the many tracks that you can utilize to get through Express. But obviously, since we're talking about security, just wanted to bring that one up for you guys. And then on this slide, I actually have a link to enroll in any of the one-to-many Cisco virtual learnings that I touched on earlier. That's completely updated through July, and we'll update this again in the next couple of weeks or so to include the months of August as well. And these are just some external links that we found helpful. So we have links to the Experience Center, the Business Transformation Center, Cisco's Partner Showcase. This is the email alias for the Business Transformation Center. If you guys want to schedule a demo, though, don't think you need to leverage that. I'm more than happy to set those up for you with Tom as well. You could simply ping me. I could set up any custom demos with Tom. Typically, Tom, what do you think? About an hour for the most common like firewall or Duo demos? I'd say about an hour.
Yeah, most cases.
Perfect. Then next steps, obviously, how do we start partnering better together? My recommendations is going to find what product you're looking to learn more about within the Cisco security architecture. Send me an email. Let me know what products you want to get a demo on, and then we'll get something on the books for you, and then we can start selling and transacting. I did mention at the beginning of the presentation, though, that Tom was going to do a demo on Cisco Duo. So it kind of gives you guys a look into what you would be expecting if you were to jump on one of these. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit shorter of a version since we're on the webinar today, but this is something that you would be able to not only invite anybody to your company from, you can invite any end customer or client as well. So with that being said, Tom, I'm going to pass you the ball, and if you want to run a quick Duo demo, that'd be great.
All right, thanks a lot, Collin. Let me bring up the demo here. So there's really different things I cover in the demo. Sometimes we'll talk about technology, maybe go through some slides, really try to understand what your customer or you need for enablement. But then at some point we get to actually looking at the product too. So for instance, with Duo, there's really 2 types of demos. There's demos of how the end user interacts, and then there's demos of the administrator console. So let's quickly look at what it looks like from an end user standpoint. So if someone goes to log in with Duo, Basically, it's a multi-factor authentication. In this example, I'm logging into Outlook. So I'll just log into Outlook, say sign in, and then I get a pop-up, and it's going to give me different options to authenticate. Dual push is going to be the most secure and easy way to do it. I do need a dual app on either a Android phone or an iOS phone or an Apple Watch. There's a few other options also. I'll hit that push, and basically you could see a phone appeared. I'm going to click on it and say approve, and then that authorizes me. So username and password and a second form of authentication, and I'm into my app. There's other nice things that they have here that you could actually look at. If I come down here, you'll see a nice feature of Duo is self-remediation. So this could be if you have a small IT department with lots of users, maybe a college is a good example. I could do self-remediate demo. So this is a feature of Duo where when they go to log in this case, we're doing Outlook again. I click username and password, click sign in. Here it actually mentions my browser's out of date. 20 days is what this example is showing. I could have it set to block the user or just warn. In this case, we're just warning. I could say, well, let's update it. And it pops up that it's Firefox. And if I want to, I can see how to do it. I click that, and it actually went to the Firefox site to download the updates, and get more information on that. So that's self-remediation with a dual client. We'll show one more of those, and then we'll look at the administrator console pretty quickly. So others could be, using AnyConnect or securing SSH for administration purposes. There's all different types of options. Here, this one's Windows Logon. Actually, you could use Dual just to log onto your network even, so that you're more secure even in the office. So basically, I put in my username and password, sign in. I'm going to get a pop-up up on the screen. I'll say my push again, and then I have to have my phone handy, and I say authenticate. Now that could be a phone or tablet or an Apple Watch even. And now I'm signed into my Windows 10 machine. So that's one type of demo, seeing some end user stuff with Duo. The other thing is I'm going to use Cisco dCloud, which our customers, you could use dCloud also. And I'm going to go into the, basically, I clicked the wrong one. Let me back up. Sorry, I meant to click this one, the admin panel. And that's going to open the administrator console for Duo. And we could actually see some of what the administrators would see. So Duo gives you lots of visibility of how all the users are logging into all your applications, whether that be VPN, email, custom applications, like applications can be in the cloud, wherever. Right now I'm on the main dashboard and I'm seeing how many authentications there are. I get a centralized log I could look at, or I could go down one over here on the left and then look at it by endpoint, by trusted endpoint, how many users are logging in, are they on out-of-date operating systems, how many are out of date, and what can I do about it? I could go specifically view that. Lots of information you get. Here's outdated browsers. Dual can tell if your browser's outdated. So it's looking at several here, which machines that would be, data on that. Endpoints without the proper updated plugins like Flash and Java, and it gives you a history on that and what's happening. That's just from the viewing. You could also set policies on which users, say in Active Directory, are allowed to log into which accounts or into which applications. So maybe I have an application only the engineers could hit. If they're on a machine that's up to date, Dual can do things like that. So lots of things it could do. It's very easy to set up and easy for the end users to use. And it adds a ton of security to stop those password compromises, credential breaching. So that's it for the quick demo. Any final comments, Collin?
No, Tom, that's perfect. And obviously, like Tom said, that's kind of just a snapshot of some of the demos that he can offer. Like I did say, though, I would like to see you guys try to schedule some demos, either that be within your organization or your customers with me and Tom. So if Duo is the topic that comes to mind, feel free to reach out. But anything within not only the security gamut, just anything at all top of mind, let us know. We're more than happy to start your Cisco partnership with us. But with that being said, we really appreciate you guys listening to us today. I will be sending out the follow-up email with all the documents that we touched on as well. So feel free to send any reply to me, or if you have any questions or concerns, me and Tom are more than happy to help you out. But we really appreciate your time today.
Yes, thanks a lot, everyone.